Okay, so welcome to the Power BI class. So what we want to do is that we want to look out on the internet and see if we can get some business data, maybe sales data or COVID-19 data. Then we see what kind of analysis we can run or what kind of dashboard we can create with that data. In the previous class, we've looked at the data science process where you have to collect data, you clean data, you do exploratory data analysis. I just spoke about a few minutes ago. Then you start creating models. Then, of course, you can now make decisions based on the data that you have. So what we want to do is we want to walk through the data science process and try to use Power BI as a tool. So this is the Power BI service. This is the Power BI desktop. Then you also have the Power BI mobile. If you go to powerbi.com, you see what options you have. Either you want to download the desktop, or you want to download the app, or you want to sign in to the Power BI. What is it called? Sign into the Power BI service. Okay, let's get some data. Let's say sales data. Excel or CSV. Let me just look at something in GitHub. Sales analysis report with pivot charts. Sales analysis. Let's look at something in the UK. Then maybe later on we'll look at something in Nigeria. Sales data analysis. This one, another one. Okay, I think it's the same one. Sample exercise demonstrating. Okay. Okay. So let's look at employee or sales agent records data. CSV or Excel is still fine. Okay, I'm seeing a sample data from Kaggle. So Kaggle is like a repository for quite a lot of data. So let's look at this stuff from Kaggle. So you could create an account on Kaggle to be able to maybe run competitions, see a lot of data sets, see what other guys are doing based on different types on different niches you have in data. So let's analyze. Okay, I'm ignoring the GitHub. These two GitHub, we might come and look at it in subsequent classes. So let's look at this sample data from GitHub. So here you have denormalized sales data segmentation, clustering, and shipping. So let's look at what this data looks like. Order number, sales, price each. Let's just download it and look at it in Excel and see what it looks like. Let's look at something else in Excel. Sales, let me fix this stuff on the Zoom call. Just a moment, chat. Drop this Kaggle to here. Confirm if you can see the whose dog is so I've downloaded the one for Kaggle. Let me download the one from GitHub. We just download it, code, download zip. It's actually this Excel sheet that we need. So we can just tap on this and or download here or view raw. It's going to download. So are we together? So let me open this sales data from GitHub and see what the data looks like. We try to explore it, look at what is possible, look at the kind of cleaning we need to do. Then, of course, we can now import it in Power BI and now see what kind of insights we can get. Okay. So from what I'm seeing, it's let me see, formatted data. Okay, so I think it's a work that has already been analyzed. Let me just copy all of this, create a new sheet, and paste this. And I think the range you are pasting contains formula. This cannot be pasted into instance of Excel. However, the formulas we pasted as values. This results in from customer protected. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Okay. Um, good. Okay, let's just save this as a CSV file and let's call this save this in my desktop, and save this as a Power BI file one. So that's one. Let's check the second. Okay, this is it. Let's open this. Okay. Close this, open this up. Okay, sorry. Okay, I think this is the one we looked at before. Archive, this sample data. Let's open this. Open that to Excel. Okay, good. We have quite some data here. Can you still see my screen? Order number, quantity, price, each of those items, order line number, sales, order date, status. Sometimes I'm going to have several status disputed. So this like sales record, you have different product line in different years. You have MSRP. I have to look at the dictionary for this particular data. Because one thing is once you get data from any source, you want to look at the source of data to have an insight on what that data is about. Like this sample data we're looking at right now, this is the description on the data. Sample sales data, order info, sales, customer shipping, it is used for segmentation, customer analysis, clustering, and more, inspired from retail analytics. This was originally used for Pentaho DI Kettle, but I found it said to be useful for sales simulation training. So originally written by, so you have an idea of what the columns are and what kind of insights you can gain from this data. Of course, using a tool like Power BI. So you have MSRP. MSRP should be a sales term. Something about uh, a type of pricing. Okay, manufacturer suggested retail price. Yes. So what the manufacturer is suggesting that you sell that particular item. Of course, you are going to now have your own sales price, or you want to make sure that you're not selling far above that particular sales price. At times we call it recommended sales price, RSP. Then of course we have phone number. So we have address, we have city, we have state, we have postal code, we have country, territory, contact, and deal size. Okay, so we have quite a nice data set. Let's scroll down to see what quantity it is. About 2,824, not quite a large data set. So let's save this as saying so let's save this as Power BI file. Power BI file 2. Okay, good. So I've saved some features. Okay, yes. So I've saved the 2 files as CSV files. So the next thing we want to do is in your Power BI, once you launch the software, in the last previous class, I've given you like an overview of the different sections of Power BI. I've already signed in, so you have the report or the dashboard view. You have the data view. So whatever file you import into Power BI, once you click this data view, you're going to see all of them by your right pane. So you call this the pane where you have the fields, the filter, and the visualization. Then, of course, you have the model. So what we want to start doing in today's class is to get familiar with the report view and see what kind of reports can we create from this data we just got over the internet. So you get to insert, or let me assume that you've not used the Power BI software, and let's just start up the Power BI tool. So it greets you with a welcome screen to get to the first process of data science, which is getting your data. So we're going to do that now. So we can cancel all of this. Okay, I wouldn't have canceled that, but I've already done that. Import data from Excel, or you can say insert. Sorry, you can say get data. So there are several types of files you can analyze. It can be web pages, it can be SQL Server. Of course, you have to have the connection, the access to those kind of files because they are not open source. They are not readily available over the net. It can be a web link. It can be an Excel file. So we have an Excel file we want to import. We tap on this. We browse to where we have the file, Power BI file. I think I like the second one. Let me see all files. Let me see all files. The Power BI 2 file. So let's wait for that. So it's trying to connect to that file, and it's going to give you a preview. So it wants to be sure that it's giving you a preview based on 200 rows, right? You have order number, quantity order, price of each order line, sales, order date, status, quantity ID. So this is okay. Now there are several options you have. Do you want to load the data? Of course, I'll talk about this later on. Do you want to load the data? Do you want to transform data? Do you want to hit cancel? Of course, everybody knows what the cancel button is going to do. So if you load the data, you're going to load it same way as it is. If you transform the data, then it brings you into Power Query. So in our subsequent class, we'll talk about Power Query, we'll talk about data transformation, we'll talk about modeling our data. But today, what we want to do is just to import data as it is and do some basic charts and get our hands dirty. So I'm just going to go ahead and load. I like the preview I see. And it's going to load it into Power BI. So let's just wait for it. Observe your field column. So it's still rolling, it's still trying to get data, still coming up. Okay, good. So you have quite a lot of stuff here. So see, we just have one sheet. If you check the data, you just have one sheet. In circumstances where you have more than one sheet, you're going to see the multiple sheets in the preview. So here we just have all of the sheets here. So it's important that you familiarize yourself with what the data is about before you start doing anything in Power BI. Okay, yes. So we have the filter in our right pane. So we are in dashboard or we're in report. So what can we do? Now, if you check visualization, you're going to see that you have quite a lot of visualization that is possible. So let's pick up donut charts. You can just drag or you double click. I want to do something there. Let me do a funnel. Let me also do something. Let me also do a, that is not up yet. Okay, let me just drag the guy out. Let me click out. Okay, sorry. Okay, yes. Okay, I also need, okay, it was trying to change that. Okay, so let's go for another one. Let's go for donut. What's happening? Okay, good. Just a double click is going to do that. So let's get a scatter chart. Okay, so but you have to click out, right? You have to click out so it doesn't replace the particular chart you did earlier on. So I have a donut chart. It's going to add that. I have well, I want a table. Let's do so you have different type of charts that's possible. So you want to try as many things as possible. Let's do a pie chart, a normal pie chart. So I click out, then I go back to my donut chart. Okay, before even doing whatever I want to do, first thing you want to do, you want to insert maybe a text box, give it a background. So I create a text box, right? Write something. Sales data report for company A, right? Want to put this here, increase the font size to something that makes sense. Then, of course, that's fine. That's okay. Then I think this font is fine. Okay, I prefer Tahoma. Okay. Then I want to give this, let's say, font size of, okay. So you see, format text box on your far right. So what's the title? You want to on it. Background, I want to have a background for it. What background do I want? I want a blue or an orange background, kind of. What should be the transparency? The slides. That's for the background. The general, what should be the, let me look for the title is on. Text title, font color, I want to make it white. I want to make the color white. Alignment, middle. Okay, good. So we can have this for now. Can drag this up. Very intuitive dashboard we want to create. Depending, let's keep this here and make this, let's say this way, or keep this way, and create just trying to keep things neat. So it might be important that you start creating your charts before you start doing all of this arrangement. Now, looking at our data, what do we want to do in this funnel kind of data? So I have, once you tap on any of the charts, one thing you want to do is to, so let us look at deal size, right? Let's go back to our where we can add data in our group in the fields. Let's put deal size in data, in values. Wait for it and see what it looks like. So it's trying to count the deal. So what's the total deal size that we have? So we are seeing just 2.82. So this might not be appropriate for our funnel. right? So a simple card is going to do that. So I'll do a card later on for deal size. Okay, let us look at city. So I'll take this off. We're going to look at, okay, I think we can still do that. Let's do deal size as what's it called? Values, and we group by city, right? So because city is very minute, let us see if we have regions, right? Instead of the city, let us look at state and see what it looks like. Okay, this makes a little bit of sense for us. So should I use, or let me say territory. We want something that's going to make a lot of sense in understanding the data. Okay, good. So territory makes a lot of sense. Let's look at the donut chart. Let's look at the just a moment. Let me see if I can see some sales data. Contact. Okay, let's look at, let me inspect this data a while, some moment. We have price each, quantity, we have month, we have product, we have phone number, we have address, we have year. So let's look at year ID and sales. Year ID and sales. Let's look at year ID and sales. So we're going to do year ID and sales. Let's do it with a scatter. No, let's do it with a scatter chart, right? So year ID. Let's look for year ID. Year ID. So it's going to be our details. Then we're going to have sales as our legend. Okay, let me increase this. Let me be sure that this chart is scattered. It's not giving me what I want. Okay, let's use a line graph. Okay, let me see what different years I have. So values, okay, sorry, let me put this here. Good. So you have for 2023, you have 2003, you have this sale. In 2004, you have a higher sale. In 2005, you have 20, you have this particular sale. So there are quite a lot of things you could do in tweaking the both the legend, the values, and the AID. So let's do some of it here. So keep filters on, cross reports. Let's leave that on. Look at this tool tip for data. Since it's just one item, we can leave it with one color. But if you look at this particular item, just trying to get you familiar with the visualization toolkit. If you look at color for this particular one that have different items or different territories, so you can decide to choose color for each of those areas. So this is the default color. So you can choose color as per territory. Let's see how to do that. Category. Okay, just a moment. Okay, data lab, color. I'm not seeing the option yet. Okay, this will be data colors. Okay, on. Okay, yes, good. So you have to switch it on. Once you switch it on, you now have option to like change the color for each of the different items. So let's have the default color. Let's use for EMEA. We can pick a different color. For NA, we could pick something of this nature. For APAC, we could choose a black. For, I think the last time we can leave that. It's just for Japan, we can leave that, or we can choose, we can tap on more and choose maybe red color. Good. So that's possible for items that have different categories. If this was a bar chart or a column chart, let's convert that to that, right? You can do the same thing. So all you just need to do is to go to data color. If you see, once I'm clicking on any of the item, I'm trying to do drilling. I'm trying to get sales for, let's say, 2003. Once you tap on it, it gives you reflective figure of the orders. Once you click out, you cancel that data. We'll talk about having insights on data later on. So all we just want to do is to familiarize ourselves with the entire Power BI environment. So for this, you can still do the same thing. You go to the format and you go to data colors and still pick different colors. So, but you have to activate that on before you're able to do that. So for 2023, we want to see it's medium. For 2024, from what you are saying, we want to give it a green. We want to give it a green. You can put your cursor here, give it a dark green. Yes, a very dark green, a light green. Then for 2025, did very poorly. Give it a red. Okay, so that's that. So all you need to understand is that to provide actionable insights, so if you see the title also, count of deal size by territory. All of this title, you can always adjust them, right? If you tap on it, you go to the format, general. Just a moment. What position do you want to keep it? What height of that particular title? Do you want to have layer? Do you want to switch that on? Do you want to have an alternate text that describe that? We can do that later. For the different categories, you have quite a number of options. For data color, we've done that. For data label, that is this label you are seeing here, all of this label, the items you have. Now it's gray. You can turn that to black so that it's very, very visible. You can do that for all of the items. Then you have conversion rates, those labels. That's the for instance, for this one, for 0.48, 0.38, you can choose to make the color very visible, make it dark. So for background, you can decide to give it a background, or you can decide to give it, what's it called? Are you there? You can decide to give each of these different items their background. That just to tell you that that option is there. You can decide to give it a border, you can give it a shadow, you can have all of that. So that's to help you familiarize yourself with the each of these items, how to put in each item and plot either pie chart or graphs or whatever. Okay, we'll have questions going forward. When we return, we're going to now examine the data set properly and now do quite a lot of charts and now create a very comprehensive dashboard. Questions, please.